At Zenni, you get the same quality frame and lens options that you'd get from an optician for 1/10 of the price, including blue blockers, progressives, prescription sunglasses, and more. The best part? Try on any frame, anywhere with our 3D virtual try-on. Zenni.com. Eyewear for everyone.
Zenni's Blocks lenses help to protect the eyes by keeping harmful blue light out. Because they're virtually clear, add Blocks to any Zenni frame for stylish, all-day protection. Get a complete pair of prescription or non-prescription Blocks glasses starting at just $24. Protect your eyes now at Zenni.com.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You are tuned into the Cigars with Mac podcast. I'm your most gracious host, Mr. Cigars with Mac. Today's podcast is titled The Importance of a Coach. What inspired me to do this topic this great Monday morning is I saw a picture of Allen Iverson and his coach from Georgetown University. Man, that picture really touched me, you know. And it made me think about, man, you know, I can't think of what the picture says right off bat. But anyway, it was basically saying a coach that truly cares about you, not only athletically, but personally. And I think that is so important. You know, a lot of times we as people and parents, a lot of times, man, we take coaches for granted, man. You see, Allen Iverson came from a single parent home. He's from Newport News, Virginia, I believe. He's actually my favorite basketball player, especially during high school. Of course, now he's retired. But anyway, he's since retired. You know, he's had some ups and downs in his life. But for the most part, he's very grateful for his coach from Georgetown. You know? And I think about this because both my sons, their kids, they play pee-wee sports. They do AAU track and all that good stuff, man. And I'm very grateful for their coaches, because their coaches play an impact in their life. They, you know, even though I'm their dad, you know, their coaches, you know, they have a special place in their life. And that's a good thing. But I think about a lot of times how we as parents, we don't really understand the positive effect that a coach can have. And I'm not just talking about for kids who come from a single parent home. Because my sons are not a part of a single parent home, but their coaches have a big impact on their life. Their coach not only, well, both of them, their coaches not only coach them in football, but they also coach them in track. You know, and the confidence that they have gained since being with these guys for almost 2 years, I believe, going on 2 years. Next year, make 2 years. Oh man, I've seen my children do a 180, especially athletically. And the thing about sports, use the analogy of sports being impactful not only on the field but off the field. If that makes sense to you. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I was really one of those parents that was like, man, look here, y'all got to put something in y'all head. I'm not really for the athletics, but my wife and I went ahead and let them do it because it's something they wanted to do, and it has been a positive outcome. It's been a very positive outcome. It's been a very positive outcome. I think about a lot of times, man, the work that a coach does, the work that a coach has to do to never played any sports like my kids. My son did karate, but they never did any sports as far as competing outside of karate, at least one of them anyway. And I understand that the coach can only do so much. The child has to put the work in. The child has to put the work in, but as a parent, we have to back that coach also. Coaches, shit, it ain't always nice. It ain't always sweet. It ain't always, them babying you, your child. They're not there to baby them. They're there to get them to the next level in life athletically. Get them to the level where they can compete. Because there's a high chance that, especially at the adolescent level, that the impact of that coach could get that kid an athletic scholarship someday. Especially if that kid has talent. They say some kids have natural talent. I wouldn't say natural talent. I would say natural ability. So, as a parent, we have to sit back and allow the coach to coach our kids. We have to allow that. And it may seem harsh, it may seem like they're getting on their ass, but it's going to make them better, especially with a good coach. Let me emphasize that. And something else we as parents have to do, man, is invest in these kids. We have to invest in them scholastically, meaning if they need tutors, get them tutor. Buy them little programs on the computer where they can learn how to code and learn things like that, because it's only going to make them better, And I'm not telling you something I don't do. And also, I'm going to tell you something else. If you have the money, the resources, I would also say, especially if your kids participate in athletes, spend that extra money to get them extra coaching, because it's only going to make them better. I was talking to one of his coaches this weekend, and we were just talking about that. He and I broke down the financials of it as far as, if you have to spend extra $2 to $3 grand a year for extra coaching to put them in another league after the normal season over, basically honing that skill that they have, that athletic ability that they have, because whether you want to accept it or not, Americans, we love our sports. We do. And people make money off of us playing sports, and we make money off of them too. Hell, people be gambling on these games, Excuse me. So what we have to start doing, man, is paying for that extra stuff. For instance, if your child is in track Pay for them to get that extra training to make them that much faster, to make them that much better. It's only going to help them out in the long run, I promise you. I had a friend of mine ask me, he said, Mac, what do you do besides the norm and spending time with your kids and attending their sports events? I said, man, as a parent, that's my job. Right now, yeah, I earn a living and things like that, but for the most part, I would have to say about 80% of my energy goes to my children because I have to prepare them for this world. I have to prepare them for the next level. I see that there are things that they like doing and enjoy doing. So I'm going to hone that skill, And as long as I'm financially able to, I'm going to invest in them. I just am. I want to always teach my kids that you don't want to be average, man. Like me personally, I played sports off and on in school, but I really wasn't into it like they were. I mean, I just wasn't. I enjoyed making money even as a young kid, man. I always liked dogs. I always loved German, I always wanted to learn how to train them back in the day, But when I got older and was able to afford them, I did that. And I have a German Shepherd now that I imported from the Czech Republic pre-COVID. And, but I don't train like I used to, But anyway, that's one of the things I enjoy doing, but something else I enjoy doing is watching my kids grow, man. And I understand the importance of investing in them. I understand that. But as a kid, back to what I was saying, I really wasn't, like a sports fanatic. Something I used to love doing during my high school years and prior to me even going to the military was I love playing street basketball. And I was actually pretty good. But I never desired to play professionally or even at the high school level. I just like playing street ball. I just enjoyed it like that, man. But I see that, my children, they enjoy playing sports. They enjoy doing that. And right now, they're at the age where you want to really, really, really find out what they like to do and invest in it. One of the kids' parents on my son's football team, he was complimenting my son on how well he played and things of that nature. And he asked me what did I do to get him like that? And I told him, I said, man, we worked hard this summer. We were at training camps, training. That's he puts a lot of work in. My son told me. I asked him, I said, what do you want to do? He said, I want to play NFL ball. I want to be a professional athlete. And now everybody knows the chances of an average individual going to the professional, especially NFL, NBA, the chances are very slim. But those that do make it, they don't just get lucky and make it. And I told my son, I said, man, look, the goal that you have is damn near impossible. But two, people don't just accidentally get to the NFL. That ain't how it works. It takes hard work and strategizing, but it takes hard work, dedication, investing in your body, investing in your craft, man, networking. It's not just something that's going to just happen. I said, if what you want to do, I'm going to be on your ass, man. Straight up. I'm not going to ride you and all that, but I'm going to constantly remind you that you told me you wanted to be in the NFL. I told you be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer. You told me you want to play NFL football. So, this is what you want to do. Let's not half-ass it. Let's do it right. So, that's what we do, people. But of course, you got to keep them grades up. You got to be focused, man. You got to have fun with it. Yeah, it's good to have fun, but you got to want to win. You got to have a mentality where, hey, if I'm not there, my team is fucked. Even though that may not be the case, you have to have a mentality that the team is on your back. Even though that's not the case. But you got to put in your mind that I am an important factor to the success of my team, no matter what football team I'm playing on. You have to have that mentality. And then once you get to the league, you got to maintain your spot. You're constantly competing, man. It ain't like you got a spot and that's it. No, man, you constantly competing for that spot. Because believe it or not, there's that kid in the hood who mama need a new car, a new house. That kid in the hood who ain't had a meal that night, who hungry and want to go to the NFL. You competing with somebody like that. I just don't believe it when people say he's a natural talent. I believe they have natural ability. But that coach has to hone that ability and make them that superior athlete. Let me get that out the way. Some may agree with that, some may not. But that's how I feel. You know, there would be no LeBron James if it was not for his coaches. I don't give a damn what anybody say. I don't give a damn what anybody say. It took that coach, man, to take out time with him. I remember when I was in middle school, man, I played 1 year of football. I think I played right tackle. You know, I was on offense. And I was actually pretty good, you know. I was quick, you know, and I could slam motherfuckers down. I could protect my quarterback. And I remember I had a coach, man, Coach Bungler. I remember his name, cool guy. And he liked the way I played. I was coachable. He used to let, I practiced with the 8th graders one time. The other coaches didn't really like that. They felt like he was showing favoritism, you know, but I guess he wanted me to, you know, hey, man, play with these guys. And that meant a lot to me, man. But, you know, I was okay at football, but like I said, I like basketball. But anyway, I told him one day, I said, man, you made an impact on me. I don't think you even realize that. You know. But, you know, my son wanted to play football. And his coaches, man, they really like him a lot, you know. But his track coach is also his football coach. And, you know, there's another track coach. And, man, I'm telling you, man, those gentlemen made a great impact on my son athletically. And I always tell my son, when you're on that field or you're on that track, that track, that when you're on that track, that's your daddy right there. You listen, whatever he tell you to do. You constantly be coachable. Coach tell you do something, yes sir, yes ma'am. You know, so parents, we got to understand that. Got to understand that, man. And don't forget that. And sometimes coaches do have to step in and be fathers, stepdads, fathers, because some brothers ain't there for whatever reason. It's a hard job, man, especially when you start getting to the high school level and the college level and the NFL level. Man, that's a whole nother level right there. Because now your income depends on the success of your football team. You got to remember that. I think a lot, man, about sometimes a coach can be your mentor. Especially at the high school level, man. Your coach has contacts with different colleges. You know, if that coach wants to maintain those relationships with those colleges, they can't be sending over no boo-boo. They just can't. Because after your child has left the school, that coach still there. He still gotta maintain those relationships, man. You know, he's networking all the time and building positive relationships with schools and universities and recruiters. So a lot of times you may have a kid who has all the talent in the world, but he or she is not coachable. A good coach is not going to refer them to a school. Or if they do, it's going to be to a shitty ass school. And God forbid if your kid don't have the grades. And you also got to look at the fact of this right here. College is expensive. And by investing in coaching for your kids, especially if you have a kid that wants to play, a child that's athletic, investing in that extra training, that off-season plan, investing in that stuff, paying that extra $2,000-$3,000 a year for your child to compete athletically, I believe it will pay off. So by the time graduation come, you as a parent, you're not struggling to find a way to pay for your child's college, because college is only going to go up. It's not going to get any cheaper. So you must understand the value in coaching. You got to understand that sometimes you're going to have to spend a little money. You know? And don't be afraid to do that, because I calculated it. Let's just say you start doing extra coaching when the child is in middle school. We're not going to talk about 9, 10, 11. We're going to just say middle school or junior high. So we're going to say the average price is $3,000. So from $3,000 times 6, like 18,000. We're going to say you're going to spend about 25. We're going to just round it up a little bit more. We're going to say you're going to spend between 20 to 25 grand on off-season coaching and things like that for your child. It's worth it, because college is going to cost triple, double that. Mm-hmm. You got to teach your kid that this is their job. Yeah, you having fun. Yeah, it's all fun and games. Yeah, you want to compete, but this is your job. Your job is to get good grades and kick ass on that field, whether it be basketball, football, track, golf, baseball, rugby, soccer, doesn't matter. This is your job. Because when you get to the college level, it's definitely a job. Believe that. It's most definitely a job. And when you get to college, you got to teach your kids, okay, now that you're in college, what's your backup plan if you don't go professional? What is your backup plan? I know a gentleman, he played college ball, and he was telling me that he saw that the coach wasn't really playing him like that because you get to college, your coach renews your scholarship every year. But at the collegiate level, you damn sure competing. And he said he was a finance major, but then he said he thought about it and he said, I'm gonna become an engineer. He said I completed so many math classes that engineering wasn't really hard for me to switch to. So he became an engineer, majored in computer science, and became successful in the government contracting industry. You know, he came out of college, I want to say in 2004. He had the opportunity to play overseas ball, but he didn't make it to the pros. And he said, out of college, in 2004, my salary was $50,000 a year. I'm not going to lie, that's good money today, especially in Texas, in the South. And don't get me wrong, yeah, you may not make, he probably didn't come out making $1 million a year as far as a professional athlete, but 50,000 still ain't bad in 2004. But
At Zenni, you get the same quality frame and lens options that you'd get from an optician for 1/10 of the price, including blue blockers, progressives, prescription sunglasses, and more. The best part? Try on any frame, anywhere with our 3D virtual try-on. Zenni.com. Eyewear for everyone.
him playing college ball and playing high school ball all those years, teaching him to compete, it taught him to compete in this world. This gentleman later on became a business owner, owns real estate, so his life really didn't turn out too bad. I don't think he's really disappointed about it either. So that's just one example. So when I say the importance of coaching, man, it's very important. I mean, it really trips me out when I see parents, when they have a kid who's talented or who doesn't have much talent but loves to play the sport. And then, they want their kids to go to the next level, but they're not willing to spend any money on it. But yet they got a pair of $200 Jordans on their feet. They own every pair of Jordan shoe Jordan made. So that's, hell, they probably got $20,000 in their closet and don't even know it. But yeah, they don't have the money to invest in their child. No, you have the money, it's just you don't see the value in that. I've discovered in life people invest in what they want to invest in. People are quick to mention the scripture about train up a child in the way they should go, won't depart from it. Now, many of us thought that meant raise your child in the church. It's not what that means. That actually means train your child in a skill. That means train people. I know a young man I went to school with. He's an electrician, but he's also an entrepreneur. He has his own business. And his son is no more than, I want to say, 7 or 8. And this kid can drive a Bobcat, people. Do you know that is a skill? I told him, I said, man, your son never has to throw a football or run down the court to play basketball. Because he has a skill. I said, he doesn't even have to step foot in college unless he wants to. He now has developed a skill that you taught him. That's very intelligent of that man. Like I said, if you cannot afford to spend the extra money for your kids, I understand that. But if you can, people do it. It's gonna pay off. I even heard that Russell Wilson, a quarterback for the Seahawks, he said that he spends about $1 million a year on his body, on his extra coaching, extra training, his personal chef that goes on a road with him when he's playing sports. And I've never heard of him having an injury. Everybody's not getting concussions in football, people. They're just not. Everybody's not getting injuries. Those that invest in themselves and take care of their bodies, look at LeBron James. This guy been playing 15 plus years. He invests heavily in himself. And some people may say sports is not a skill, whatever you may think. But in America, we love our sports. And believe it or not, I'm not really a big supporter of athletics, but unfortunately, some of our kids do it and they do it well, and we might as well put money behind it. That's what I'm saying. One skill that I have is I'm a great salesman. But what many people don't know is I've invested a lot of money in being a salesman. I bought books. I went to seminars. I just recently did a leadership course. I spent a little money on it. It wasn't too much. And I'm not even in sales, but in my opinion, sales is a skill. Some of the highest paid people in this world are salesmen. But to me, everything is sales. And I invest in myself constantly. Getting a degree is not always investing in yourself. Getting the right kind of degree is. Something I'm becoming a big avid for is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Because that's never going anywhere. That's never going anywhere. In fact, it's only going to increase. Because everything is becoming technical. I watched a documentary on YouTube about homeless people becoming homeless. One man, he was an aeronautical engineer. He worked for the #1 defense company in the world, and he's homeless. But my thing is, how did he become homeless? One, he's in California. It's fucking high as fuck. 2, did he get on drugs? Did he get a record? We don't know. I don't know. See, people don't tell you the whole story. They just tell you what they want you to know. Did he have bad money managing problems? I don't know. But I've never seen too many engineers out of work. Engineers can always find a job. Especially when you know what the hell you're doing. Especially when you know what you're doing. But I tell people all the time, man, when I was in sales, I would tell people, hey, man, invest in yourself. These guys would ask me, how was I selling? What was I doing? I told them. And I said, man, I read a bunch of books. That's investing in yourself. I've spent every bit of I know in a 90-day period about $1,000 investing in classes, courses, books, extra things, because I really wanted to be good at sales. I've been an entrepreneur a few times. So my ability to interact with people and negotiate and convince people to do business with me, it was a skill because everybody can't do that. And if you are a business owner, you are definitely a salesman. Even if you don't like sales, remember that. But like I said earlier, when I told my son, people don't just accidentally make it to the NFL. That's not how it works. People don't just accidentally become CEOs. It's not accidental. I asked a gentleman who was the COO for the athletic company Rawlings. They make football, shoes, and things like that. I said, how did you make it to that level? He told me he just got lucky. I don't believe that. I think he told me that because for him to tell me, it'll be all day. But it takes strategy, strategizing, building effective networks. So that's no different than playing sports. Sometimes a kid may have to leave schools to be with a winning team, to put themselves in a position to get to the next level. Like I said, people don't just accidentally become successful. I think about when I was in the military, in the Army, we have special forces, Rangers, Green Berets. But these people that do their job are actually highly intelligent. And I would venture to say, yes, they are very physically fit, but I would say that they are more of an intellectual mastermind. I truly believe that. To get to that level. Some people go through that training 2 and 3 times before they actually pass it to be able to wear those tabs and things like that. But these people had to push themselves past hurt and pain, blood, sweat, and tears. Then they had to go through evaluations. They had to be assessed by the particular outfit they want to be a part of to see if they were even team players. Because to do those type of things, you cannot be in. You will not make it. It ain't gonna happen. So that's why I say it takes special people to go to the next level. That's in sales, in business, in entertainment, athletics. It does. Yeah, we always dumb athlete. But the day of the dumb athlete is over. These athletes are getting smarter. These guys are getting in the NFL and owning businesses. See, they're not telling you that stuff. I don't believe all these guys are wasting their money. I don't believe that. I've heard of stories of athletes being multimillionaires but living like they only make 40, 50 grand a year. So I just don't believe that those guys just accidentally become successful. I just don't. I truly believe athletes like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, they're not just playing basketball for the money. They're playing because they love the game. And that's what you got to do, man. You got to love the game. It has to get past just making money now. It has to be where you love the sport. It's like, like I was telling you earlier about me importing a European Shepherd. For you to be able to breed superior dogs that perform because you genetically pick the right parents, no health issues, no hip problems, great nerves, that takes a skill. Everyone can't do that. It just can't. You just can't do that. So I feel that great people do great things. To make it to the office of the president, we look at some of these presidents and we critique them and, oh, they're dumb, oh, they're stupid. But they were able to convince somebody to promote them as a prime presidential candidate. A lot of times people say leaders are born. No, leaders are made. Again, we can be born with leadership abilities, but someone has to teach you. These things don't just happen by mistake, people. And being on this earth 34 years, I figured that out. Some people say that successful people are lucky, but I won't say they're lucky. I say that they just know how to make the right moves, and luck follows them. If you are a person that aspires to be somewhere in life financially, you're going to have to change your mindset. You got to change the people you hang around. That's just what it is, man. You hear about these rappers getting killed and things like that. Murdered, man. Rest in peace to Mo3. Great rapper. He just got, shot on I-35 out here in Dallas. He went on Mike Tyson's podcast, Hotbox, with Boosie. And Mike Tyson asked him, why you wearing all that shit around your neck and that shit in your teeth? Mo3 said, I want to show people I made it. And Mike said, I respect that. Because many people won't say that. Many people won't say that. The reason why I drive this Range Rover, this Maybach, this Lexus, I want to show people I made it. I got money. Nothing wrong with that. I want to show people I'm doing big things. I got this big house. I want to show people I got money. I'm successful now. Whether you find that matter to me, because believe it or not, the majority of rich people finance stuff. They don't buy that shit cash. They finance those things, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't knock people for that. It's not my thing, but I don't knock people who do it. I never knock a person for what they do because I don't know their story. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for tuning in and listening to the Cigars and Mac podcast. And again, people, if it's something you want to be good at, invest in some coaching. Really just invest, period. Because some things you do may not require coaching. If you want that career, get you a career coach. They have them on LinkedIn. I remember about 2 years ago, I was a contractor, and I've been good at doing resumes for some years now. But I also understand every couple of years, job trends, they change, the resumes change, So I connected with this lady who was she was like a VP of HR for a successful organization. So she knew the tricks of the trade. And I had to spend a little money to get her to do my resume for me. She had a whole staff. We did some career coaching. She taught me little secrets. For instance, if you're applying for a job, did you know that if you apply for a job or just a company you want to work for, it is advantageous for you to apply for that job when it first comes out or within the first 3 days. Because after 3 days, that rec is now flooded with resumes. And the system only picks out the couple of few within the first 1 or 2 days. Prior to me investigating that, I would have never known that. I used to see jobs on websites that's a week or two old, and I'm applying for them and wonder why I'm not getting any callbacks. The reason why, because I wasn't one of the first ones to apply. That's why. But had I not invested, I would have never known that. Also, did you know that if you put your resume in PDF format, those systems pick it up a little bit better? Because when it's in Word, the system is choppy with Word. Not saying that it can't get picked up with Word, but it's a little choppy with Word. Again, these are things I figured out, I learned from career coaching. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Also, if you want to get into certain industries, sometimes it's good to go to school for. Like, for instance, if you want to be a machinist, which is a blue-collar job, they have schools out here that teach you machining. And once you graduate, they have networks with companies that will they directly hire those graduates. See? Or if you want to be an entrepreneur, they have classes on Udemy, books at the library that teach you about investing in corporations and investing in having a tax lawyer, an accountant, because most business owners, for the most part, if they don't put little, and some of them end up getting a lot of money back. Because as we all say, America is a corporation. We know that. But it's just little jewels I'm going to drop on you. you know? But anyway, thank you for tuning into the Cigars of Mac podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Cigars. You guys be blessed. Oh, yeah. By the way, if you have any show topics, hit me up at info@cigarswithmacpod.com. That's info@cigarswithmacpod.com. If you want to contribute financially to the podcast, my Cash App is $Cigars with Mac. Again, $Cigars with Mac. I forgot to add that in there earlier. I'm gonna let my music play a little bit. Y'all can rock out with me until I end the show.
At Zenni, we believe everyone deserves access to high-quality, affordable eyewear. That's why we offer stylish prescription glasses for men, women, and kids starting at just $6.95. Our online factory direct model cuts out the middlemen, so you save. At Zenni, you get the same quality frame and lens options that you'd get from an optician for 1/10 of the price, including blue blockers, progressives, prescription sunglasses, and more. The best part? Try on any frame, anywhere with our 3D virtual try-on. Zenni.com. Eyewear for everyone.
Still paying hundreds of dollars for prescription glasses? Let's change that. At Zenni.com, our factory direct model means no middlemen or outrageous markups. Just the same quality frames and lens options as the other guys for 1/10 the price. Zenni offers prescription glasses starting at $6.95, as well as affordable sunglasses, blue blockers, and more. The best part? Try any frame, anywhere, with our 3D virtual try-on. Visit Zenni.com today and change the way you buy glasses forever.